أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم ورتل القرآن ترتيلا.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Viewers of MTA, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. We are going to start our lesson number 6. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam.
Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay. According to the format of program, first we will revise the previous lessons, previous rules very shortly, very briefly, and practice the last 4 surahs or last 4 chapters of the Holy Quran. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
تبت يدا أبي لهب وتب.
تبت يدا أبي لهب وتب.
Okay, tell me which 2 rules you have applied. You have already learnt that one, and which 2 rules especially you have applied now, Hassan?
The qalqala shadda.
Yeah, qalqala and
the mad
al-mad al-munfasil, detached prolongation. Okay, do you agree, Tahir?
Yes.
ما أغنى عنه ماله وما كسب.
ما أغنى عنه ماله وما كسب.
سيصلى نارا ذات لهب.
سيصلى نارا ذات لهب.
وامرأته حمالة الحطب.
وامرأته حمالة الحطب. وامرأته
حمالة الحطب.
حمالة الحطب.
Okay, you remember that in the first instance I continued wamra'atuhu, I did not make a waqf there, pause there, and second time I joined. So if you have any question that comes up naturally in your mind, you should ask me. في جيدها حبل من مسد.
في جيدها حبل من مسد.
Okay, now I like you to recite one verse, each in order. Okay, starting from, let's say, from Hassan.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
تبت يدا أبي لهب وتب.
ما أغنى عنه ماله وما كسب.
سيصلى نارا ذات لهب.
وامرأته حمالة الحطب.
في جيدها حبل من مسد.
Next is Surah Al-Ikhlas. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
قل هو الله أحد.
قل هو الله أحد.
الله الصمد.
الله الصمد.
لم يلد ولم يولد.
لم يلد ولم يولد.
ولم يكن له كفوا أحد.
ولم يكن له
Okay, make sure that there are 5 letters of qalqala, letters of jerk. Any other letter should not be jerked, okay, should not be shaken, like lam, not la, okay, it should be manifested lam. Now you have to pronounce the whole, recite the whole surah one by one. So let's start from by.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم قل هو الله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد.
Okay, Jazakumullah. Apart from, is a beautiful recitation, but on verse number 4, walam yulad, it was a bit prolonged because there was no other reason. There was no mad al-munfasil or any smaller mad or bigger mad. So otherwise it is good. Okay, now Tahir.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم قل هو الله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد وَلَمْ يَكُنْ لَهُ كُفُوًا أَحَدٌ.
Okay, you all three, if you can make a difference, if you can recognize the difference between a thick letter, thick mushaddad lam, Allah, and yakul lahu, softly, then, you are all right. You have successfully you have learned that rule. You have to make a difference in your mind. Okay, next one is Surah Al-Falaq. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim.
Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim.
Qul a'udhu bi rabbil falaq.
قل أعوذ برب الفلق
من شر ما خلق
من شر ما خلق
ومن شر غاسق إذا وقب
ومن شر غاسق إذا وقب
ومن شر النفاثات في العقد
ومن شر النفاثات في العقد
ومن شر حاسد إذا حسد
ومن شر حاسد إذا حسد.
All right. So next surah is Surah An-Nas, last chapter of the Holy Quran. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim.
Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim.
Qul a'udhu bi rabbin nas.
قل أعوذ برب الناس
ملك الناس
ملك الناس
إله الناس
إله الناس.
Okay, now this time I'm going to combine all three verses together in one go. All right. قل أعوذ برب الناس ملك الناس إله الناس
قل أعوذ برب الناس ملك الناس إله الناس
من شر الوسواس الخناس
من شر الوسواس الخناس
الذي يوسوس في صدور الناس
الذي يوسوس في صدور الناس
الجنة والناس.
من الجنة والناس.
Sometimes this is also a common mistake. Instead of minal jinnati, some unknowingly they say minal jannati. So make sure that whenever you teach, this mistake should be highlighted and you recognized. Okay. So now again in the same pattern, in same manner, I will combine all these three verses together. من شر الوسواس الخناس الذي يوسوس في صدور الناس من الجنة والناس. So in this way you can combine two verses first, and with a practice and with a passage of time then you can do 2 to 3. Okay. Sometime you like to combine 2 verses, 3 verses, 4 verses, but at the same time you should keep in mind that each letter should be manifested properly. It should not be eaten up. It should not be hidden in pronunciation. That each letter should be given its due right, due qualities. Now next is again recapping or revision of rules of prolongation. How does a letter prolong within text of the Holy Quran? And you may remember the last time we covered the first 4 rows in the first column. Simple meme letter, meme with fatha followed by alif madda, and with meme fatha followed by alif, and again the next word is starting with hamza alif, where al-mad al-munfasil takes place or comes into action. Now in the 5th row you can find here the word as-sama, alif lam sin mim alif, and there is a hamza after that, and this is one word. Al-mad al-munfasil involves 2 words, detached prolongation. And in this example, as-sama, you can find a bigger madda, a bigger sword, a thick sword, as compared to the 4th row, this is meme with a harf al-mad followed by hamza within one word, and this should be prolonged up to 4 seconds. It depends, how you are pronouncing and how you are making a tilawat. You are doing a slow tilawat, medium or fast. Now we have again original prolongation, which is alif, waw and ya, and the 3 words we have covered many times, and conditional prolongation. In the previous lesson, lesson 5, we covered bima unzila from Surah Al-Baqarah, first 17 verses, many examples. Now here in these 4 words or 4 examples, the word sawa'un has been highlighted, and it has a bigger madda. It has a mad which is a thick, like a small thick sword. Okay, sawa'un. And again the next word hajjahu or alan, we will cover in the future lessons. Now the rule in focus is that bigger madda are thick this sign, and it involves 1 word, not 2 words, and surah in focus is Surah An-Nasr. In this surah you can find 1 word has been highlighted, and where there is a thick madda, a bigger madda, a thick sword, and within 1 word after alif madda there is a hamza with fatha. And we will do this practice, and then we will learn from Surah Al-Baqarah many other examples. We will practice that one. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم
إذا جاء نصر الله والفتح
إذا جاء نصر الله والفتح
ورأيت الناس يدخلون في دين الله أفواجا
ورأيت الناس يدخلون في دين الله أفواجا.
Okay, you have just recited verse number 3. How many rules can you recognize, or you are able to identify, which you have applied, not only in this verse number 3? Give one. Okay, Hassan.
There's the Nun Guna.
Nun Gunna where?
Annas.
Okay, Tahir.
إذن المد يدخلون
Madda.
sorry قلقلة
Yes, and by
We have the lam with thin sound.
thin sound.
Yeah.
Lamul Jalala with thin
Lam
sound.
with thin sound.
What is the rule?
If kasara comes before the lam, then we have to
Lam
pronounce
mushaddad
lam
of Allah.
mushaddad, yeah.
Okay.
Then you have to pronounce it with thin sound.
Thin
Fi
sound.
dinillahi.
Okay, good. فسبح بحمد ربك واستغفره
فسبح بحمد ربك واستغفر
إنه كان توابا
إنه كان توابا.
Now this is basically called attached prolongation, al-mad al-mutasil. Okay, not detached prolongation. You know, in the last lesson where two words were involved. Now here al-mad al-muttasil, attached prolongation, and it involves only one word, and these are the 4 examples from different surahs I have taken. Okay, so you can scan your mind, your memory, because these surahs I know that you have memorized, because this is very common surahs which are repeated many times in prayers. وَأَمَّا السَّائِلَ فَلَا تَنْهَرْ
وأما السائل فلا تنهر.
Again, as-sa'ila, one word. Okay? Now, tell me which surah is this one? Bhai? Do you have any idea?
Yeah.
You may have heard many times.
Yeah. Suratul.
Tahir, help him.
I'm not sure I can find it.
Suratul.
How can you find in the whole of the Holy Quran if you cannot recognize in your mind?
Mad.
Hmm?
Mad.
No, okay, don't worry about it. After that, I will. Okay. تنزل الملائكة والروح فيها بإذن ربهم
تنزل الملائكة والروح فيها بإذن ربهم.
Which surah is that?
Surah Al-Qadr.
Surah Al-Qadr, yes.
Al-Qadr.
Chapter 97, okay. إيلافهم رحلة الشتاء والصيف
إيلافهم رحلة الشتاء والصيف.
Okay, Tahir?
Um,
Yes.
Surah Al-Quraysh.
Sorry, say again.
Surah Al-Quraysh.
Al-Quraysh? No. Yeah, you are very near, but technical mistake is it. Hassan?
Surah Al-Quraysh.
Not Al-Quraysh.
Surah
This is a
Quraysh.
proper noun. Quraysh, this is a tribe,
Al-Quraysh.
Not Al-Quraysh. Quraysh, only Quraysh.
Quraysh, okay.
Surah Quraysh.
Quraysh.
All right. So this is chapter number 106. 106. الذين هم يراءون.
الذين هم يراءون.
No, not this time. Tahir, Hassan.
Surah Al-Ma'un.
Well done, mashallah. Surah Al-Ma'un.
Al-Ma'un.
Okay. Chapter number 107. Okay. Alladhina hum yura'un. Okay. Still, the first example.
وأما السائل فلا تنهر.
وأما بنعمة
Yes.
وأما بنعمة ربك
Hadith.
فحدث.
Yes. This is in part 30 anyway.
وأما السائل فلا تنهر.
Anyway, okay. We have very short time.
Tell us.
Surah Ad-Duha.
Ad-Duha. Ad-Duha.
Okay, let me find which chapter is. This is chapter 93.
93.
All right. This is 93. All right. So remember, if a harful mad, a letter of prolongation, is followed by a hamza within one word, it will be prolonged up to 4 seconds maximum. This prolongation does not involve 2 words but only 1 word. Now, example of mad al-Mutasil, attached prolongation from the first 30 verses, 3 rukus of Surah Al-Baqarah. Okay? So I have taken these examples from first 30 verses of Surah Al-Baqarah. You know, in lesson 5, al-mad al-munfasil, mad al-munfasil, we taken examples from 17 verses because you know, there are many examples, but here these examples from 30 verses, so we practice that one. Ulaika sawa'un. Now, just a revision. In the first lesson, I told you about where lam will be manifested and where lam will not be manifested. And I told you about one thing, that how can you recognize that on certain words lam will be pronounced and lam will not be pronounced. It is silent. So what is the rule of that? How can you quickly recognize?
If the next letter has a shadda on it.
Yes, well done. So if the third letter or after lam, you know, the next letter, next consonant, any letter has a shadda, tashdid, then lam will not be manifested. Now in this case, lam will be manifested, will be pronounced or not?
No.
Not, because the you know, after alif lam, after lam, the next letter has a tashdid. So alif will join with the mushaddad letter. As-sufaha'u.
As-sufaha'u.
Now next example is a good example to, you know, of the both mad al-munfasil and also mutasil. Attached prolongation and detached prolongation, both. فَلَمَّا أَضَاءَتْ. Make sure you make a difference between the two. First one is up to 3 seconds maximum, and the next one, which is mutasil, up to 4 seconds. Make a difference between the two. فَلَمَّا أَضَاءَتْ. السماء. Again, in the next example, both, you know, mad munfasil and mutasil, we have to manifest. كلما أضاء لهم. ولو شاء الله. Okay, Hassan, if you pronounce this word bina'an in waqf, how would you do that one? Say again properly, nicely.
Bina.
Bit
Bina.
longer. Yes, good. But okay, Tahir.
بناء
Yes, good. You do that.
بناء
Bina.
بناء
Ma'an.
ماء
Now in waqf. Ma'a.
ماء
Shuhada'akum.
شهداءكم.
Now this is a time for assignment. Okay? Identify and practice the rule of Mad Al-Mutasil in Surah Al-Rahman, chapter 55. Remember, Surah Al-Rahman is very famous, very popular, well recognized, okay, because of a special repetition. There are 79 verses, and one verse, فَبِأَيِّ آلَاءِ رَبِّكُمَا تُكَذِّبَانِ, has been repeated 31 times. So in that verse, you have that example of this one bigger madda. So you have to practice all that one. This surah is rich in these examples of this kind, attached prolongation. Okay, so you have to practice that one, and you find also other examples if there are any, apart from these 31. Is definitely in this verse, but you can find other examples up to 4 seconds. But remember, loudly, not too loud, but as you can hear your voice and recognize. Okay, with this we conclude our lesson. Until the next program, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم ورتل